Hello, welcome to Professor Skye's Record Review, the only first listen new music review show hosted by a French professor immediately after leaving the gym. This is my introductory video. I somehow have 500 subscribers now, and I figure I should update the thing I made like a year and a half ago because it's wildly inaccurate now. The show has developed a lot, and I have a lot of ideas. So I was going to call this like my manifesto, but that's really stupid. I'm not the Unabomber. I'm a professor, so I guess I might call this my lesson plan, but it's more just a general idea of what my show is and what it isn't. Spiritually, I will tell you this. It is trying to answer the following question. Is there any good music out there? Now that sounds stupid, but let me tell you why. You see, in your mid-20s, you go through what I call the mid-20s music death. You become convinced that no more good music is being made, hip-hop used to be better, rock used to be better, everything used to be better. But this is statistically improbable. Most likely, music just changes. And one of the primary beliefs of this channel is that new music is the fountain of spiritual youth. And I'm not just saying like, listen to new music because it'll keep you young and you'll vampire the blood out of the youth. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the mental flexibility that is required to hear new music, take it seriously, consider that maybe 21 Pilots is as good as Led Zeppelin. Maybe the Migos are as good as Curtis Blow. Like maybe the way things used to be and the way things are not as different as they seem. So that's the challenge. I'm in my early 40s, and I consider myself to be an old man in many ways. And so I'm out here on this quest, trying to find new music. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through my little intro. I say the same thing at the beginning of every episode, and I'm going to take it, as Nutty by Nature said, frame by frame it. The only first listen new music review show hosted by a French professor immediately after leaving the gym. The only first listen. Now this is very important. I only review things after hearing them once or maybe 1.5 times, depending on how long my workout is. With some rare exceptions, if it's something major like a Kanye release or Daft Punk or some band that I have a lot of opinions about and that I've researched a lot in the past, it's basically always going to be first listen. And I do this for a reason. I don't consider myself a music expert. I'm not. I'm a French professor. I think that I have a particular skill at analyzing and making interesting connections. And my hope is that when you watch my channel, you'll see, hey, I like the way this guy thinks about music, the way he puts things together. And my hope is that you'll see that and sort of say, yes, this is what I want to watch. So this is really the idea of the show. That I just hear it for the first time and I try to think, hey, is this good? Is this good music? The only real exceptions are, at the end of the year, I'll do a year-end review, because why not? Everyone likes those. And then every 100 episodes, I do my overlooked masterpiece. So I'm actually late on doing the one for 200. I'm really excited about that. Part of it being a first listen show too is that there's no script. I mean, this is what I have for this little intro video here. I just take little notes. I type them on my phone as I work out, and so there's lots of like pauses. There's lots of me like looking around, like trying to figure things out. But that's because I think that's the most interesting way of making a video. Actually, that's not true. I prefer video essays, like I love watching video essays. But me, as a father of 2, happily married, full-time professor, I don't have time to edit videos. I just don't. And so what I want to do is make 3 videos a week, 5 videos a week, just keep on pounding them out and giving you this input. And sometimes the videos I think are pretty great. I hope so. So that's the first listen part. New music review. It has to be new music. It has to be within a week, usually. I try not to review anything that's older than a week. I find that interesting because it forces me to get out of my comfort zone. I can't just like collect things that I think are interesting and review them. I actually have to go out and think, and like I scroll through, hundreds of albums a month, and I just listen to the beginnings and I listen to a couple tracks and I try and see if it's worth listening. Because this is, above all, as I've said, a search for good music. Because there is good music out there. We are always in the exploding renaissance of art. We are always there, but you just have to look and find it. So there are some exceptions, like if there's a reissue that comes out, I might cover that, or my look backs, my 100 episode look backs. But in general, that's what I do. Now, first listen, new music review show hosted by a French professor. I am a French professor. I got my doctorate in Santa Barbara in 17th century French studies. For this channel, that's my angle. The show actually used to be called Skye's Sweaty Record Review because I always recorded after going to the gym. More on that in a second. But then I changed it recently, realizing that people don't care if I sweat a lot when I go to the gym, but people do find it interesting that I'm a professor. I think of myself as, I'm very educated. I think I'm smart as well, but I'm at least educated. And so I'm trying to give that approach to music review. There are other music review shows out there that are excellent, that I think do a better job than I do in many ways. But I don't think what I'm doing is anything that other people are doing, because my mind has been crafted through all this education, in particular literary analysis and all this stuff, that I'm in a position of making these interesting connections. Also, I think my position as a YouTuber who's middle-aged might be useful as well. I don't like that little spot in the back. One second. Yeah, so that's better, right? Not that weird, blinding bit in the back. So as a middle-aged guy, I'm 42, same age as Kanye and Tom Brady. I only mention that every episode. As a middle-aged guy, I think I'm also bringing something that a lot of people don't do. Most of the music reviewers are at least a decade younger than me, often more. They're grown, they understand YouTube, they study YouTube, they know it, but they don't quite have the sort of life experience that I have. Growing up as an Xer, I used to make music, I used to play drums, I still play drums, I still play guitar, I was in a band and all that stuff. But the perspective I give is sort of as a professor, but then also I'm a super paterfamilias kind of guy. I'm a father, and I really embrace my role as a father. I listen to my kids, I listen to their taste in music, I allow it to influence mine. So I think it's an interesting experience that you're not going to get from a lot of other music reviewers who are mostly, young single guys. This is what I would have been doing. If YouTube existed when I was 22, I would have done this for 20 years by now. So, first listen, new music review show, hosted by a French professor immediately after leaving the gym. Almost all my episodes are recorded after leaving the gym. I did this, and the reason why the show was originally called Skye's Sweaty Record Review is because I wanted to ensure that the audience knew that I am going to keep making videos. I have made, on average, a video every other day since I started the channel. 3 to 5 times a week, I'm reviewing a new album. I am relentless with my slinging of tent, okay? I just keep doing it. I enjoy doing it. And what I think will happen, what I hope will happen, is I'll build up enough of an audience. Of course, you don't want to watch every video. You don't care about EDM. I'm reviewing an EDM album, whatever. But just that you have the sense that if there's an album coming out, there's a fair chance that you'll get the Professor Skye treatment of it. I should also say, it's hard being a French professor. I don't get many students. I really don't. I don't get to teach that many upper-level classes anymore because the numbers are so low. So this is also an outlet for me to have an intellectual conversation, even if it's with myself, but just to kind of get these thoughts out there. So it's always right after leaving the gym. Sometimes I'll have special episodes, like in my office. I call them office hour episodes. But really, that's the concept, just that keep on pumping out episodes. I have so many episodes. Part of the reason why is because I don't edit them. I'm going to edit this video, this exact one right now, because why not? It's my introductory video. I'm sort of showing you all the different places around the house where I record videos. But in general, I don't do much editing. The audio is not great. I am going to work on that soon. The lighting is all natural. I'm recording with my iPhone. I don't always know where the camera is. In the very beginning, I used to do all of my videos looking in the wrong place. So I end every video pointing at the camera, saying, there's the camera. It's kind of a joke. It's very lo-fi, very DIY, and that's intentional. It's intentional because I want you to understand as the audience, I'm going to keep doing this. And if I edited more, if I made it shinier, if I made it better, it would take a lot of time and I would just stop doing it. So if my channel has any value, it's that I'm the one making it. So that's what it is. What is it ain't? The main thing it's not is this is not a place where you are going to see me employ my intellectual acumen to tear things apart. I'm not interested in giving bad reviews. There is a place for bad reviews, okay? I enjoy them. I love Angry Video Game Nerd was my introduction to YouTube, okay? I love watching people just tear things apart, but that's not the spiritual mission of this channel. And I sound cheesy, but I don't care. I am cheesy. My daughter will tell you that. I'm sick of the negativity. I don't think it's that instructive. I don't think it's particularly interesting to be negative. It's a lot more interesting to try to figure out where is the positive. So 100% of my reviews are positive reviews. If you see that I've reviewed something, that means it's good or it's interesting. Sometimes I cheat a little bit. If it's like an artist who's really important, but I don't necessarily like, I'll talk about it. But the point is never going to be, they suck. It's going to be, why don't I like this band? Why don't I like this act? So I'm not ever going to review something bad. In a similar way, I'm never going to give a score. This is not a joke. Today, November 25th, 2019, a year and several months after starting the channel, for the first time I thought, I'm a teacher. Oh, I could give records letter grades. Huh. I never even thought about doing 5 stars or 1 stars or out of 10. I just don't believe in it. I like it when other reviewers do it, so I'm not putting that down, but that's too reductive for me. And if I have any brand besides not knowing where the camera is, it's that I'm intelligent, I hope. That's arrogant. I'm also a little bit arrogant and a little bit vain. It's that you can't really intelligently reduce an album down to a number. It's way more interesting to hear the whole thing. If you want to hear what I think, you're going to have to listen to what I think. So, there's never going to be a Maroon 5 episode on this channel. I don't like them. I don't respect them. I could tear them apart. I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. So I'm just going to leave them aside. There. And I'll take that time and invest it in other artists who are more interesting. And let's actually just get this out of the way. Maroon 5 may be bad, but at least they're making something. I don't like in our culture how much time we spend tearing down art. Like, our culture puts art and languages. We put art down all the time. Let's not hate. Let's celebrate. And so there's so much good art to celebrate. So, if I'm listening to something and it's terrible and I don't like it, I don't have to review it. I can just keep searching, and then I'll find some weird electronic band from Bulgaria and decide, hey, that's pretty good. Mostly, I'm going to be reviewing hip hop, rock and roll, electronic dance music. That's most of what I like. I might stray into classical or country from time to time, but that's the music I mostly know and like. Just as a side thing, as who I am musically, you see Velvet Underground behind me. That's probably my favorite record of all time. I listen to it with my children every Sunday. I skip heroin, but I listen to it every Sunday. I'm a big Radiohead fan. I truly believe Kanye West is the only artist on planet Earth and the greatest artist on planet Earth. That's sort of my musical background, very much into Neil Young. Grew up listening to hip hop. Grew up listening to a lot of electronic music as well. So that's kind of how I am, but that doesn't really define me as somebody. I try to be somebody who really listens to all the genres and takes them all seriously. So there it is. That is what Professor Skye's record review is. There's a cast of characters that goes around. Every once in a while, I have this goat who talks with me. Every once in a while, my dogs will jump in. Right, Toby? You want to come talk to the audience? I'm telling about my channel, and you're on every other video. You want to come here, Toby? You, Bobo? They're really cute. You don't want to come? You know, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that dog. Right? Is he not the cutest dog? And there's Bo. Right, Bo? Oh, you saying hi to the audience? All right, so that's what my channel is. It's also a little bit, I'm going to be honest, an experiment. What is YouTube? How does it work? What is the feeling that I get? Like, when I started, I used to end every video with, don't subscribe, I don't care. And then I started getting subscribers. And then I started caring. And then I started thinking about the fact that I might have a parasocial relationship with you. Whoa. You know, I've done a podcast about Star Wars toys for 10 years now. And podcasting is interesting, but podcasting, I hate to say it, is in the past, I think. I think we're really moving towards basically exclusively a YouTube culture. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what is the psychological reality of being a YouTuber? And now that I have 500 subs, I'm officially a YouTuber. So with that, I say, please subscribe to my channel. Please tell me what you like and don't like. I'm not very insecure. So if you want to criticize me, go ahead. When people criticize me, I don't get angry at them. I say, oh, I get that. That makes sense. I didn't know that. So, all right. Well then, there's my new introductory video. I might redo this. Probably not. Until next time, when you watch one of my videos, which I'll put over here, there's the camera.